In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a lap training session with your SmartSwim. I'm just going to go through the entire process. What we're going to do is from arriving at the deck of the pool, getting in the water, doing a session, getting out, and then pulling the session files out and sharing them or seeing what those sessions are and what you can do with that. Now, what I want to do with the pairing app though initially is we're going to turn the pairing app on. Okay, I'm going to turn the pairing app on. And then I'm going to put the pairing app in repeat mode so we can watch what's happening as we're going through the process. Hit the snap button here. Okay, great. There it is. So it's saying session 7, press start. So we have the lap trainer on and open. It's swimming. Our pool length is 50 yards. You can see that 50 in there. Our pool is set for 50-yard distance. So it's just a reminder to say, hey, if you switch pools, typically you're in the same pool every day. So at any rate, we're at 50-yard pool, waiting for us to press start. We get to the deck of the pool. We're ready to go. We put our SmartSwim on, like so. We get in the water, and it's ready for us to go with our workout. Now, at this point in time, my sensors are all calibrated. Everything's working great, so I don't have to worry too much about that. But there is a method of calibrating your sensors if you're finding things aren't quite, if it's over counting your yardage or not quite getting that correctly. It's telling us we need to press the start button. So, step 1, we're on the deck of the pool, we get in the water, we're ready to go, and we press the start button. Now you see the countdown, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a 5-second countdown. And we have interval train mode on. So I'm going to put my head down, I push off the wall, I begin swimming. Notice the swim status turns green. Okay, the interval clock's running. So I swim 150-yard. We'll make this in 25 seconds. And we're just kind of simulating this here. And you can't see me. We're going to do the 25-yard, 25-second swim. 27, 28, 29, 30. Hit the end of the wall, we pick our head up. That's 150-yard in a 50-yard pool. 33 seconds. Okay, I see my split up there. The interval clock's still running. So I could use the interval clock now to say every 45 seconds we go again. So at 45 seconds I go again. But instead I'm going to terminate my workout. I'm done for the day. So I press stop. I press start to begin the workout. I press stop. Now it's asking me to save it, and it says session 7. Okay, so I press save. I press select again. Session 7 is saved. And you see our trophy file there, right? And now it's saying press start for session 8. So we're done. We get out of the water, veer off, we leave the system on or off, what have you, depending on what your intentions are. So what we want to do now is use the pairing app to pull the session files out to look and explore what we just did. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn snap off. You can see that basically followed us through the workout. So I'm going to just go up here and I'm going to say turn repeat command off. Okay, that's done. And now I'm going to say download. I hit the download button. If we can reach it. Our phone is being nasty and difficult. Download. That was a lap training session. We're doing lap swimming. So I'm going to hit the lap training session. Hard to do that. And there they are. And there's session 7. You have 3 files in lap training. One file is, we call it the trophy file. This is just an image of the last basic total distance and time of that session. Then you have a summary file, which is the text file that gives you all information about the set you did, the time, the splits, stroke rate, that kind of thing, and how much to average rest. Those sort of details are in there. And there's a TCX file. That TCX file is compatible with Strava, Garmin Connect, Training Peak. So you can basically upload that TCX file to your Strava account if you want to share it with people on Strava. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I could take all 3 of them, but I'm just going to demonstrate the trophy file. This will give you an idea. I'm going to pull that down one at a time. If I do them one at a time, it's going to try to open the trophy file. So it pulls it down from Swim and says, how do you want to open this? With what editors? So there's different editors you can, or tools you can get depending on the file type. This is an image. I'm going to open it from the gallery. That's my standard tool. And here it is. There's my trophy. And now if I tap on the screen here, I can share this. Well, you can't see it, but the share button is right down there. If we tap on it here, one more time, tap on it, you have the share button. And we won't share it, but I hit the share button and send it by Facebook account, messages, email, or what have you. So that's the trophy file for session 7. Now let's download again. Lab training session, session 7, the summary file. Okay, let's take a look at that. And you can see here it says, okay, this session 7, we had a countdown timer is 5 seconds. The pool distance was 50 yards. We're in swim mode. The split distance is 100 yards. And the restarted clock things because we have interval training mode on. You can read about that in our manual. But basically, interval training mode, the clock's controlled by the body, your head. So every time you start a session, the clock resets. So if you're doing hundreds on like a minute 7, every minute 7 seconds, you go. So that all the time's taken care of for you there, right? So that's interval train mode. And if it's not interval train mode, it's just going to run the clock like the clock on the wall, right? So here we did 150-yard swim in the first set. We rested 4 seconds. We did a 50-yard swim. Took us 33 seconds, and we started 4.3 seconds in, and that set was 50 yards. We accumulated 50 yards. And you get your interval time. Your average stroke rate was 61 strokes per minute. And we did 5 strokes for the whole time. And you get the idea here. And then in the summary, we tell you the total yards, the session time, the rest time, the total swim time. And that's interesting. Those are interesting numbers to look at. You never think about how long you actually rest during a training session, but it's very interesting to see how that ratio turns out there. And then here we have total calories approximately. Looks like we burned 5 calories. Then we give you a summary chart. Calories is a really tough metric for just about anything else other than maybe you burned a certain amount of calories for food. Maybe it's something like that you're trying to track. But as far as performance and whatnot, it's really hard. So we have this calorie chart we put up here. It's just an idea to say, look, did you swim aggressively? Were you lightly swimming? You're somewhere in between here. And you weigh 155 pounds, 180 pounds, right? So you can get some general idea, that's about the calories I burned. Probably by the time you're done talking about it, you burned another 30 calories. I don't know, whatever. But there it is. So you got that good information there. The interval pace is the pace that is total time versus the total distance, only the time that you were swimming. So if you rested 20 minutes, it takes 20 minutes out of the loop and says this was your interval pace. Your average pace says, well, you rested 20 seconds plus the time, the full time of the event. Let's say you're swimming a marathon swim, Alligator Lighthouse and back kind of thing, you're training for that. You'd want to know, that you want to cut that average rest time down to get them closer and closer to where the interval pace and the average pace are the same thing. And that's when you really have a good performance level, good performance metric there. We also give you the minute mile that you're moving at. So there's the summary file. A lot of good information in there. So there's that. And then the TCX file, we can download that. Or what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you, I'm going to download them all. So in this case, I'm going to say, look, I'm going to download all of them. And I will upload the TCX file at a later date to my Strava account. And that's another video we'll have in the future. But we'll show you how you can do that. There's a lot of documentation on how that works. So now it's going to open the folder where just put those 3 files in, and you're going to ask you what browser do you want to use to open the folder with. And we're just going to exit out. We've already reviewed that on the pairing app. So you should check that out. There's a whole video on how the pairing app works, and it'll tell you where all that stuff's going. Okay, so that's a session and what you would do with the files, the training files out of your lab training if you were training in a pool every day. And again, you can point that folder to a Dropbox account, and you can store all your data in your Dropbox account from your phone, from that folder. So your entire season will now be archived on the cloud through Dropbox. I'll do that one more time. Let's do that one more time. I'm going to download a lab training session, and I'll review that one more time here. Session 7, I'll take them all, say yes, we'll say okay. And then what we're going to do is we'll open the file browser, and I'm going to show you. There it is. It's telling you where you're going to go. Just a little reminder. So I'll go into My Files, and we'll head over there now. I thought we pushed it, but maybe not. We'll go into My Files, Internal Storage, and there's a SmartSwim folder right there. So we hit that, SmartSwim, and then that's the latest. I've got things sorted by date and time, so it'll be at the top. and then lab training will go in there. And there they are. All 3 files are on my phone from my SmartSwim that I can now push up to my Strava account or just share from there as well. So they're stored. That's good. And that is our lap training demonstration. One of the very widely used tools that I've been using over the last 3 or 4 years now with this product. This system is very good real-time feedback. Excellent.